Hi guys, and welcome back. Feels like forever since I did a video. So since we have moved from Chiang Mai to Bangkok, here we are. We are doing our very first house sit with one dog and one cat, and everything is going great so far. So we just kind of wanted to take our time, get to know the pets a little better and just kind of chill with them and kind of get into their routine. And we are using a company called Trusted House Sitters, and I will leave the link in the description box below. It's a refer a friend link, and if you want to sign up, you can use that link to get a discount, and if not, you can just go to their website and check it out to see what it's all about. But today we are not talking about the Trusted House Sitters. I'm gonna leave that for another day. But if you wanted me to do a video on that, just leave it in the comments below. Also, before we get on today's topic, I just want to tell you guys our first Saturday night here in Bangkok. It was pretty cool, and it starts basically before we left Canada, and Jay and I started watching some YouTube videos on Thailand, and we had subscribed to Retired Working For You. He is a Canadian from Toronto. His name is Chris, and we also signed up with another YouTuber, and his name is Forrest Lee. And we actually got to meet both of them on Saturday night, which was pretty cool. It was Retired Working For You's, he did a meetup with his subscribers, and currently, as I'm recording this, he has just over 245,000 subscribers. So it was cool to see him meeting all of his subscribers, and it was nice to know he's just as genuine in person as he is on camera, and he's hilarious too. It was also very nice to meet Forrest. He was a very nice person as well. Keep up the good work, guys, and I look forward to all the new content that you guys are going to bring to the YouTube world. So today's video is all about drone regulations in Thailand and how you can fly legally in Thailand, and the 3 documents that you'll need to do that successfully. So with that, let's get going. A couple of times when Jay and I have been out and about with the drone about how you go about flying it, how do you do it legally, what's all the legalities around it. So I just wanted to sit down and share some information with you guys, because I think there is some misconceptions about flying in Thailand. You just can't bring your drone here and just fly wherever you want. You want to have everything done legal and proper so you don't get in trouble. So I know that things are forever changing in Thailand, so this information that I'm going to share with you was obtained from websites that Jay and I used. So let's start. Number 1. So, drone insurance. You can get drone insurance wherever. We decided to get drone insurance in Thailand. So that would be our recommendation, because we just found it a little bit easier. And 2, you'll need approval from the National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, which is the NBTC, and you'll also need approval from the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand, or the CAAT. So all sounds pretty legal and legit. So let's start with number 1. So your insurance policy, it must be clearly stated that it has validity in Thailand, and it must have 1 million Thai baht coverage. So that is why we chose to get insurance while we were here in Thailand, just so that there's no confusion over the validity of the policy specifically in Thailand. So I'd hate to get insurance coverage from Canada thinking I'm covered, then come to Thailand and they're like, nope, that's not good enough. So that's why we decided to do it here. So for your drone insurance and coverage, the insurance confirmation or proof of insurance should be in English with the full name of the policyholder and the brand of the drone that you have, what the model of drone you have, and you have to include the serial number and the total weight of your drone. If you check out the all-in-one link below that I'm going to leave in the description box, that will give you an awesome breakdown of the 3 insurance plans that you can purchase. And we bought Drone Insurance Plan 2, which cost 3,990 Thai baht, which is approximately 150 Canadian. And it has a 1 million Thai baht liability, and it covers loss and damages to the insured drone of 100% of the purchase price up to 300,000 baht, which is about 1120 Canadian. And it has a 10% deductible. So as you know, we had a drone repair that needed to be done here in Thailand, and we just submitted our claim, and they did accept the claim, and we got our full refund from the damages that were done, minus the 10% deductible. So we were happy with that, and it was pretty simple and pretty easy. I think it is easier if you have a Thai account. We don't have a Thai account, so we're still figuring out the logistics of how that money is going to be refunded back to us. But I'm sure we're in Bangkok, and the insurance company is here in Bangkok. So if we have to go there and pick it up, or however they do it, we'll figure it out. But it's easier if you have a Thai bank account, just an FYI. And I'll also leave the drone video here so you can take a look at that. We actually had 2 crashes in the same day, and one we didn't even record, so that was very disappointing, but we ended up getting the first one on recording, so you'll be able to check that out. Number 2, moving on to the National Broadcasting and Telecommunication Commission, or the NBTC. You'll need to create an account with them first, and then you'll receive a confirmation by email that your account is created. So once that is done, you'll be able to enter all your Thai address, upload a picture of your drone. You'll also need a picture of your Thailand entry TM6. So if anybody has ever told you, if you come to Thailand, do not throw out your TM6 card. That is a departure card to get out of the country. If you lose it, it is tricky to get a new one. So it's a little bit running around. So hang on to that TM6. With that being said, you can only complete your NBTC once you're here in Thailand. So you cannot do a pre-approval in your home country. So this takes a little bit of time. The cost to register for the NBTC is approximately 214 baht, which is about $8 Canadian. I know $8 doesn't seem like much, so why bother? But if you don't register with them, and they can enforce jail time up to 5 years and a fine of 100,000 baht, or about 3,700 Canadian. So it's kind of silly not to pay the $8. So registration is only valid for the length of your current approved visa. So keep that in mind. So if you plan to stay like 9 months like Jay and I did, we renew this document every time we renew our special tourist visa. We just go to the bank, have the renewal form, pay the $8, and we're good to go. I will also leave that link in the description below as well. And on to the last and final document that you will need is the Civil Aviation Authority of Thailand. It's called the CAAT. This costs nothing to register. You are required to have this document if your drone has recording equipment / camera, or if it weighs more than 2 kilos. So ours has a camera, obviously. So you will need registration with the CAAT in Thailand. You can only register the CAAT after you've been approved for your insurance and you have approval from the NBTC. So it's all kind of like a chain reaction type deal. This document is good for 1 year. They say it can be up to 15 business days, but it took over a month for us to get approved. So just keep that in mind. So insurance, the NBTC, and then the CAAT. I know, it sounds like a lot, right? Because it is a lot. So overall, getting your approval to fly in Thailand is a lengthy process for good reason. You have to provide a lot of personal information, like uploading your signed self-declaration CAAT, a picture of your drone with the serial number, and proof of the drone insurance. And just a side note about that, the CAAT will only allow 1 uploaded picture to include the drone and the serial number. So I had to take two photos. I took a close-up photo of the serial number, and then I took a close-up photo of the drone. We amalgamated those two pictures on like a picture collage app that I have, and then I sent that to the CAAT as that one document. So tedious, like I said, but well worth it. Additionally, the CAAT also requires a copy of your passport with your entry stamp. So they're basically doing a background check on you. Their website says you can receive notification and approval up to 15 working days, but like I mentioned, it took us over a month to get confirmation. Felt like forever. But there are fines and penalties for not registering with CAAT as well, which can be 1 year jail time and 40,000 baht fine, which is about $1,500. I have no idea if they enforce any of these laws and fines in Thailand. I haven't really heard anybody or seen anybody be fined, but if you're unsure, just ask. There are signs in certain areas at certain temples that say no droning, so that's pretty obvious. But if you don't know, just ask, and they'll tell you yes or no, you can fly. So better to be safe than sorry. So with that, now that you have all three documents, insurance, the NBTC, and the CAAT, you can fly your drone. Yay, you can celebrate, you can do a happy dance. But there's always more. So there are rules once you get all these documents together about where you can fly, when you can fly, how you can fly. So I'm just going to review some of those with you as well. So these are just some of the rules that are expected for you to obey once you are flying in Thailand. You have to keep a radius of 9 kilometers away from all airports. So when you pull up your droning map, it will give you areas on the map. It'll say, when you load it up, turn on the app, it'll say yes you can fly, no you can't fly, if you need to get approval to fly, and if you absolutely cannot fly. So for the size of our drone, you cannot be closer than 30 meters to people, buildings, or vehicles. You cannot fly near crowds of people, over villages, over cities, government buildings, or hospitals. It needs to be in line of sight the whole time, so that can be a little tricky when you get high up into the trees. And you can only go a maximum altitude of 90 meters in an uncontrolled airspace. And you can only fly in the daytime, no nighttime flying. But those are just some of the rules. And the links that I will leave below in the description will tell you every single rule that you need to follow to fly in Thailand and do it safely. So there you have it, all three documents that you need and a little bit of information. Hopefully this wasn't too boring and you found it interesting and informative. I know that you might be asking yourself, is it worth it? I know Jay loves flying the drone, and to get the shots and to see from a bird's eye view, just all the spectacular views, I think is worth it for sure. Like I said earlier, all the links I'll leave in the description box below. There's an all-in-one link that is a great, useful link that we found, very, very helpful. So be sure to check it out. And if you have any questions about flying your drone in Thailand, just ask. If you go to an establishment, you're not sure, just ask the guard or whoever is there if you can fly or not, and they will be happy to tell you. We are not affiliated with any of the links that I'm leaving in the description. We just found them very helpful for us to obtain all the information that we needed to fly. And a big kudos to Jay for compiling all the information and obtaining all the documents so that we could do that. So yay, Jay. So with that, I will leave you guys. Hit the like button if you found this video informative, and don't forget to subscribe before you go, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.